your holiday, sir?
Always good. Always good. Good times. Basketball, gifts, the basics.
Did you get the motorbike? For your son. Your son wanted the motorbike, right? Was it?
He got a regular bike. Yeah, he got a regular bike. Santa brought him a regular bike.
This is your 250th career game. Does it feel like 250 career games?
No, it's more than 250. You're not counting all the preseason games and all the playoff games. A lot more than 250. Yeah.
Does it feel like it or no?
Nah, I mean it's going by really quick. It's I still get the jitters when I go out there. So I mean it still means a lot.
It was a nice takedown of Kime. Had you ever done that to him before?
What are you talking about?
The tackle of Steve during the
I don't remember talking about.
Larry, when a team's playing well at the end of the season, is it harder for the season to end, feeling like you're going in the right direction?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we knew we had 16 games scheduled from the very beginning, and we've gotten progressively better. I mean, it's been like this, but this last few weeks, we played, much better. You take out the Rams game, after the bye, we played good football, and I think the guys, it's indicative of the character that we have here. And those guys play hard, they prepare well. Our coaches keep it lively, in a competitive atmosphere every single day, and the players have responded. And it'd be nothing better than to be able to go out with another win on Sunday. Be able to win three games in a row down the stretch, and it's important. It's important to build on.
You're an NFL historian. You said that Chandler's one sack away from 20 in a season. How remarkable is that? I mean, what does that tell you?
Well, my opinion, I mean, I know Stephon Gilmore's had an unbelievable year. White has had a great year. Both those guys, teams are going to the playoffs, but I don't think anybody's been more dominant than Chandler. I mean, those guys, Buffalo's won 10 games. The Patriots have, I think, won 12 games. And I don't know who they play this weekend, but even 13 games. Those guys are playing with the lead. Those defensive players get a chance to get balls thrown at them all the time because teams are trying to catch up. I mean, we've been trailing in a lot of games this year, even games that we've won. And Chandler's, what he's done is it's just unbelievable. I mean, you look at Aaron Donald, he's Defensive Player of the Year last year. He had 20 sacks, and the Rams were number one seed. And you look at all the teams that are playing at a high level, usually guys on the defensive side reap the rewards because they're on really good football teams, and that's not the case with Chandler. So I think that's even more special about what he's been able to accomplish. He's we're on a 5-win football team, and to be able to do what he's been able to do is truly incredible.
Do you think it's difficult for voters to distinguish between individual awards and what a team does and separate those two?
Yeah, I think voters do more so look at the best player on the best team as opposed to truly who the best player is, who had the greatest impact. I'm not taking anything away from those two guys because they've had phenomenal years. They're both would be first team All Pros, but what Chandler's meant to this team, the timing of the plays that he's made. You look at the wins that we've had in the New York Giants game. He's put the team on his back. In Seattle, he put the team on his back. I mean, and it's not like he's somebody you're not game planning and preparing and chipping and having your attention paid to every single week, and he's still being able to get the job done, and it's remarkable. And he's such a humble, hardworking, generous guy. I mean, we had our holiday giving this year, and Chandler, as always, is the biggest contributor. I mean, $40,000, $50,000. He's just that kind of guy you pull for, you root for, you want to see him do well, and when he has success, he just makes everybody happy.
How do you think those awards should be evaluated then for individual players?
Well, I mean, voters live in different parts of the country. We're never on TV. We're usually the afterthoughts on Sundays, and so you're not getting the chance to see it real time. I mean, you look at the stat line after the game, and you say, oh, okay, he had another sack, oh, he had another forced fumble. But if you look at his win percentage, I mean, even the sacks he's not getting when he's just a step late or the ball's getting out, I mean, the dude is kicking ass and taking names on every single snap, and he's just such a dominant force, and he's not one to ever toot his own horn or be out here doing a social media campaign. I mean, it's just not the kind of guy he is, and I think as a teammate of his, I mean, it just, you just respect the way he goes about his business every day.
He has stepped up his social media this year, though. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I saw the shot you took at him earlier, on social media, which I didn't particularly like, Fitzy. but I thought he responded to your insult, pretty classy, and that's just the kind of guy Chandler is.
Yeah,
Set myself up there.
he's won a Super Bowl. You've played in the Super Bowl before you know it. The Super Bowl.
Oh, he reminds us. He reminds us
Yeah,
all of
does
that
he?
all the time. Yeah, he reminds us all of that. He's a Super Bowl champion. Yes, yeah.
What was your favorite memory of when you played the Super Bowl? What was that like? Was there one moment where you were like, "Wow, okay, this is it"?
No, I don't have any positive memories from that game. That's honestly the only thing I really remember is that confetti falling and it was the wrong color, and me trying to get the hell off that field as fast as I possibly could. It's not a pleasant moment.
What about when you took that one to the house though, and you looked up at the screen and you knew they weren't going to catch you?
I can't take any joy in that because I know what happened after. So it's just like it's a bad taste. It's like having to drink that medicine your mom used to give you when you were a kid when you were sick. You just remember the nastiness, so you don't remember that it actually got you better, or
Right.
you just remember how bad that taste was.
Since you were talking defense, what about Buddha? I don't know if you had a chance to see his wired up, but he arrives at the ball pretty quickly and ferociously.
And with bad intentions, he plays like a 260-pound Mike linebacker, and he's in a 200-pound body. The guy's unbelievable in terms of his tenacity, but he does the same thing in practice, flying around. He had 2 or 3 picks today in practice. I mean, it matters to him. He takes a tremendous amount of pride in his craft, and him and Chandler are not dissimilar in the way they approach, the game and the way they practice every day. And you just gotta follow those guys' lead.
Does Buddha remind you of Tyrann Matthew at all, the way he plays? He flies around with that.
Completely different players to me. Both of them are huge difference makers for us. Both impactful, both first team All Pro type guys, but just different. But both meaningful to you.
Guys on offense talk about looking at game film, your own game film from the first month of the season, and how it's night and day from now, the last month.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest difference? What is it that just jumps out that's different?
Execution. You look at the Seattle game, you look at the Cleveland game, the negative plays are down. Those are I'm talking about big sacks, loss of 12, loss of 13, offensive holding, getting behind the sticks, false starts, illegal proceed, all those plays that just kind of are drive killers or drive extenders. We haven't had those, and when we stay on schedule and are able to do that, that really puts us in a much better position. We got Seattle a couple times behind the sticks last week, and you can pin your ears back and start rushing the passer, and guys are able to start making plays, and that's what happens when you start winning. But the most surprising thing about today is seeing Bruce Cooper in the locker room. And I mean, I didn't even know he's working anymore. I thought he had already retired. Cool, good to see you, man. Cool, good to see you, man. Good to see you on the farewell tour. I see you, man. Looking like Dr. J, man. Kobe Bryant on the Goodwill tour.
I kept this professional. I kept my phone off. I kept it professional. I want you to know that.
Wait, who's retiring first? You or Coop?
He's already announced his retirement. Every day's a holiday for Coop, man. That's his
Holidays.
I think. That's exciting. Coop, come on, please. We need you one more year. What's the number? Coop, it's the time, man. Just ask for the number. They might give it to you. You never know.
It took the holiday season to take me off the inactives and make me inactive. Give me a uniform.
We wouldn't win many games with you out there, Coop.
What's been the common thread in the last several games against the Rams? It just seems like they have the Cardinals' number.
No, I wouldn't say they have our number. I mean, they're a good football team. They're well coached. They have a plethora of weapons offensively. They have huge difference makers on the defensive side of the ball, and they're not a team that you can get behind and give plays to. I mean, you have to play this team. You have to beat them. You can't make mistakes, and I mean that's any good football team. And when we're playing well and staying on schedule and hitting our runs and making plays in the passing game and getting after the quarterback, we can compete with anybody anywhere. And we haven't done that, put together 60 minutes of good football against them in a while, but we're capable of doing that, and we look forward to trying to execute on Sunday.
Do you feel fairly confident that it's not going to go the same way this time around?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I just think that Sunday was just a weird Sunday for the team in general. It was just an eerie feeling in that stadium that Sunday. But we definitely we left a bad taste in our mouths, and we can't wait to get it out when we go up there to the Coliseum here Sunday. I think it was just all it came down to us as a man, you know, wanting to, you know, defend passes, wanting to, you know, play with a sense of urgency. You know, that all comes down to the guys that's in the uniform. So hopefully we can come out with a better attitude this Sunday, going up there, being the last game of the season, leaving it all on the field, and hopefully we can have a better outcome than we had whenever that game was about a month ago.
How much the last 2 games kind of give you confidence and conviction that you could not let that same thing happen again?
And I just think, you know, with Vance, you know, putting us in position to be successful, us as a defense now having a better clarity of the defense as far as the different leverages that we need to play, the certain techniques that we need to play. I just think now we're just in a better space as a unit, and it's something that we're definitely building on, and we continue to look to build on it going into the 2020-2021 season because we're definitely playing at a very, very high level right now. Only downfall is I wish we had a couple more games left to see us really turn that corner, because I really feel that this time of the year now, you know, we're starting to really, really play together as a group.
Is that hard to carry that momentum to next year?
Only way it will be hard if we, you know, get a bunch of different guys in here, you know, again. So, but for the most part, as a secondary, we're very young. Everybody's pretty much under contract, so we have a clear understanding that, you know, for the most part, you know, this secondary will be back together. So, you know, we're just like offensive linemen. You know, the longer those guys will be able to stay together, the more continuity they have, and same as secondary. You know, the more we're able to be together as a unit, the better I think we can be, because now we can, like we were in that period when BA first got here, having Gerard, having Rashard. You know, we had a couple different corners. We had Tyron. We had pretty much the same group for 3 years, and as you saw, we got better each and every year. So hopefully we can resemble the same thing with this young group that we have now.
You mentioned that to us. Sorry, you mentioned that to us last week too. Is that something that you guys are talking about with each other a lot? It's just how nice it'll be to have that continuity.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, we understand that. We know this is going to be the secondary next year, so we know that like I said, the last 2 weeks we're starting to grow that confidence in one another. You can tell the way we play, the energy that we have now. There's no uncertainty anymore. It's guys, you know, we get the call, we know the call, play the call, versus what did I got, you know, what leverage I'm going to play. I thought you said this, I thought you said that. You know, now guys are really dialed into the game plan. Vance is doing a great job of making sure that is nice and simple for us, and so we can just line up and go out there and play fast.
We were talking to Larry about Buddha, and he says he plays like a 260-pound linebacker out there. What can you say about Buddha and where he's taken his game, and especially on the physical side?
You know, the more time that Buddha had to play safety and to be on the field, you can just see his game just flourish, you know, year in and year out, week in and week out. And where he is right now, you can tell he's very comfortable in the space that he's in right now, playing very, very fast, doing all the little things correct, far as, you know, making those checks, getting everybody lined up. You know, and the tenacity that he plays with, we definitely feed off that. So, you know, with him being probably the smallest guy on the defense, but plays like the biggest guy on the defense, it definitely helps us as a defense. And as a secondary, it just gives us that fuel that we need as well to overcome some of the obstacles that we may have throughout the game.
When he makes a play like that, like he did against Process, when he comes from like 20 yards back and just launches himself into the running back, how much of that juices you up, and how much of you going, man, take care of your body? Those are some vicious hits.
No doubt about it. You know, but that comes with his job description. You know, being that enforcer, being that guy that's always around the ball. You know, those some of the things that, you know, that he has to do. And like he said, he has no fear. In that same clip, he said, "I have no fear. I don't fear anyone." So for him to have that mindset, and like I said, for him to be the smallest guy on the field and have that reckless, abandoned mindset, I'm happy he made it through the season.
Historic.
talking about wanting to keep playing at this point. Does it feel different from last year, though the win total similar, where it's like last year was almost playing out the string, and this one is like we wish we had more time to keep gelling and keep on this trajectory?
Right. You know, in my opinion, we were in every game except for 2 games that we lost. I really felt that we could have won all of those games. And within that 3-game losing streak, the last 3-game losing streak that we had, defensively, we could have won those games ourselves. We was put in position to get the offense back the ball so they can, you know, ice the ball, 4-minute offense, whatever the case could have been. But we was in position to win those games versus, you know, last year we were, you know, not in many games. So the energy level, the focus level is definitely different. And it's definitely a different feel having the opportunity to win games versus just playing a football game. So I think this year we had more opportunities winning ball games than we had last year. And I just think now, you know, we have guys that like I said, understand the defensive scheme, and it fits our defensive scheme, our defensive personnel. The scheme fits our defensive personnel to allow us to go out there and allow our playmakers to be great.
Historically, you've been given the #1 receiver, Pat, right?
New Year revolution?
New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolution? Nah, not really. I just want to be the best dad I can be, continue being a great football player, and let everything lie where it may.
Historically, you've been given the #1 receiver, right? The last 2 weeks, you got OBJ. And how much do you thrive in that? To what degree does that get the best out of you?
And, you know, when I have opportunity to have a guy not worrying about any leverages, just lining up and play, I mean, that's what I do best. You know, I'm almost like a professional witness protection officer. You know, I designate, you know, certain areas where I want people to go. You know, so people may not see them again or hear from them for a while. But, you know, that's what I do. I just love when I have an opportunity to take a guy out of the game with no help, no leverages, just, Pat, you got him. That's what I thrive off of, and that's something that I love doing, and I definitely continue to see myself doing that at a very high level in the years to come.
Why have the Rams just been able, I don't want to use the word own, but they really have. Why have they owned the Cardinals the last 6-7 meetings?
You said what?
Own.
The last 6-7 years?
Meetings.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't remember them owning us the last 6-7 years, but the last couple of meetings, the last 3 years, because that's what that's going to equate to. You know, just for the most part, just for us as a team, we have to start faster. You know, for some odd reason, you know, these guys, every time we play the Rams, you know, is almost like a boxing match. You know, a slugfest. And when they give us that first punch, we can't seem to get off the canvas. So, you know, we understand what these guys want to do. We understand what this team want to do. We just have to go out and execute the game plan to our full potential, making sure we stop the run, try to make this team one-dimensional, and make sure that we make plays at the POA, which is at the point of attack. You know, tackling those 2-yard passes. Like last week, we had, I believe, almost 7 2-yard passes that went for 15 or more yards. That's just something that just can't happen. So it just comes down to tackling. And, you know, playing our responsibilities, playing our techniques to the best of our ability, and just starting fast, and finding a way to stop the run and make the Rams a one-dimensional team.
What was the big Christmas gift for Peyton this year?
The big Christmas gift for Peyton, she wanted to upgrade a bigger bike, so she got a bigger. I'm trying to think what character is on it. I know it's a pink Huffy. I don't think it was a character on it, but I remember me putting it together, and all I remember seeing Huffy all over the place. So it was a pink Huffy, and she got a pink piano as well. Not a big one. It was just a small one. Yeah.
What Christmas exchange gifts with the teammates here?
I got a nice St. Laurent backpack. My guys know I love backpacks. I try to keep it fresh, keep my notes inside of it. Now that I got kids, got to throw their bottles and all that stuff inside of there. So I got a St. Laurent backpack.
What's this one you gave?
I gave a Louis Vuitton monogram backpack.
What are the chances of Chandler Jones getting 104 4-sack game and breaking Strahan's record?
What's up?
What do you think the chances are?
If we stop the run and make him one-dimensional, he'll have a pretty good opportunity of doing it. Chandler's been great all year. I mean, he has played unstoppable for 15 weeks, or for 15 games, and I think he's deserving, to be recognized as the defensive player of the year. He has some outstanding numbers, have an opportunity to break Strahan record. I believe he has 19 and a half sacks now, 8 forced fumbles. I believe the only one who has more forced fumbles than him will be Strahan. I think he had 10 or something like that. So he's putting up some great numbers right now. I wish him nothing but the best in this last game. And I hope he get those 4 sacks so he can break that record and really solidify himself as a defensive MVP of the 2019-2020 season.
Did you see what Kyler got the O-line?
I did not.
Those motorbikes, the big fat tires on the back, like motorcycles.
Fat scooters?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's one of my guys right there, man. I use that on the golf course every once in a while. I gotta tell him he got to give him the upgraded motor though. I think he probably has like the street legal motor. It probably only goes about 15 miles per hour. They have an upgraded taking about 25 miles per hour. So
Carrying all that weight of the O-line.
no doubt about it. Some big boys, man. You got to get the heavy duty.
Thanks, bud.
You talked a few weeks ago about maybe simplifying the defense a little bit, making it easier for the guy just to act rather than think.
Yeah.
Do you think that's played a factor the last couple of games? In what ways?
I think it's two-part. In the last month, obviously guys have grown into the system. As far as doing less, doing the game plans. We've run the same plan for a couple of weeks now, and that's helped some. But the plan doesn't change that much weekly. Your first, second down stuff doesn't change a lot, honestly. When you're game planning, because that's what you do, and you kind of call your defensive stats. Helps you stop what they do on first, second down. Your third downs in red zone, you spend some time game planning there. But our guys have been great. They've been resilient and they've gotten better and better. And the last 3 weeks have shown that.
Hassan looks so much more comfortable.
Yes.
Yes. How would you evaluate his play in the last couple of weeks?
Well, first, the person's happy because he's got a lot less on his plate and he gets to run around and be fast. You saw it with Russell Wilson scrambling on Sunday. I mean, he has the speed to run those guys down. So he's happy because he's in his natural position. Hopefully moving forward, he gets better and better. He learns the drops. He learns all of the pressures and blitzes so he can be a real guy for us. But right now he's in a good place, and hopefully moving forward he can grow in that position and be a player for us.
So if he gets an offseason where in the spring and summer he's at that one position using his athletic ability, do you think he can be maybe a long-term answer over on that side?
I hope so. You never know. It's a big job, but he sure has the physical tools to do it. So we'll see how it goes in off season.
As you go back to the past defense issues against the Rams last time, what sticks out to you about the issues in that game? And ever since then, it seems like things have gotten quite a bit.
Yeah, that game actually helped us kind of point some things out and kind of move forward on some things. That was an embarrassing performance from the coaches and the players' perspective. We thought we had a good plan. It was out of a bye week. You spend a bunch of time planning for a team and show up and do that. That wasn't acceptable. But hopefully we can just play cleaner. They played faster than we did last time, and hopefully we can play faster and obviously cover the over routes and as far as the run game, it wasn't that bad, but the pass game was awful. So we have to play faster, obviously, and make more plays on the ball and hopefully slow them down some. But the first time we did not.
Does it give you confidence the fact that, especially last week, even the last 3, it seemed like something has clicked maybe?
Yeah, I think time, just time on the job has clicked, and we've played our best ball the last 3 weeks. It's been consistent. So hopefully it doesn't change on Sunday, and our goal was to finish strong on defense the last month, and to fill our goal board up. And a goal board looks really good right now. So hopefully on Sunday morning we can do the same and just play consistent team defense, run and hit, and make plays. That's what I want to see guys do.
Excuse me.
Yes.
When you look at Jalen and Chris Jones and Murphy, and obviously Patrick to the pocket, Metcalf to one catch.
Yeah. It was very impressive. I knew Pat P was going to play good again. I mean, he's back to being himself from a confidence perspective. He knows the defense now, I think, enough to play well each week. I mean, he held Metcalf down to 0 catches, and that was his assignment all day. But to hold Lockett down, who's a big-time player, that's impressive. The pass rush was obviously on fire. That helps. But those young kids are playing good football right now. So hopefully it shows again on Sunday morning.
I know your number one priority is doing the games.
Yeah.
Chandler is obviously 3.5 away from
Yeah.
straight in. Will your usage of him be different at all Sunday that maybe help him have a chance to get that? Would you maybe play him more snaps than he normally does?
No, I mean he's playing the will backer now, and that's the rush backer position. So he's going to rush more. I mean Chandler's got 19 and a half from playing the Sam position. I mean he dropped probably about 40 plus times this year. If he had 40 more rushes, he'd probably have 2 more sacks. But now he's the primary will, so he's going to rush more and he's going to drop. We still drop him, but what he's done is incredible. That's a huge year. If he gets 20 sacks, that's rare air. I was in Houston when Watt won his first DPOY award, I guess they call it, and it was a special year. He's doing it. So if he gets 1 or 2 this week, in my opinion, he's the guy. Right? It's the best player on defense award, not the team award. So in my opinion, if he gets 20 sacks, that's rare air, and that's NFL history. So he should be the player of the year, in my opinion.
I know he names his sacks in advance. Do you know if he has any prepared for this week, just in case?
I'm not sure what he has prepared, but obviously he wants to play well, and winning the football games is our first priority. But inside of that, I mean, he wants to help us win, and his skill set helped us win. That's sacking the quarterback. So hopefully he can get that done, and the team can win the football game also.
Remind me when you switched him from Sam to Will was the idea to get him rushing the passer more than dropping.
Absolutely, yes. When we had him and Suggs playing, I mean, he was the better dropper, so he dropped more. Now I didn't drop him a lot. I mean, it was more 5-man pressures, but he did drop probably 12% of the time, which is probably 45 more rushes, and that's happened 3 weeks ago. So that speaks to the year he's had. Being a Sam backer in this defense, usually you're not the sack leader. It's the will backer, but Chan is special. I mean, he can really rush and sack the quarterback, and hopefully it pays off for him.
In that sense, is Reddick maybe a good partner for him on the other side, because Reddick has a lot more experience than say Terrell would ever have in dropping back?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, your Sam backer is your off the ball backer. He's more of your drop in backer. So Hassan has a skill set. So we'll see with experience how it helps him.
With Hassan, he's voiced to us how he is happy to help anywhere he can. But given that he had moved so many times, did you ever, when you went back to him this most recent time, was there any fear there, anything just oh man, it's happening again?
No, he wanted to be an outside backer. I mean, he was relieved. Playing inside backer is tough, especially when you didn't grow up playing inside backer. Inside backer's like quarterback. Most guys who grew up playing quarterback, they play quarterback. I mean, inside backer, run game, pass game, seeing things from three different angles, and obviously the pass game behind you, run game in front of you, it's tough. When you're a college defensive end and you see things from one way, and you're a positive rushing guy, it's tough to move backwards, lateral, frontwards, read your keys, and play fast. And that was hard on him. But he's now back to his position. He should be playing, and he's happy about it.
But he needed to get quite a bit bigger in order to be a base outside linebacker. Is that possible for him to be like a run stopping?
It's possible. I mean, he's not the ideal profile, but it's possible. I mean, guys have done it in the past. Again, with more time and more coaching, we'll see, how far he can go with this position.
The opponent passer rating, do you put much stock in that? The opponent passer rating is higher, and then Russell Wilson just had the second lowest QBR of his career. Is that an indicator to you?
Well, it's an indicator of you making plays on the ball. I mean, it's a stat that tracks completions and yards and touchdowns. So, yeah, I mean, if it's low for the quarterback, I mean, it's a good deal for us. So, it's I don't track it a lot, but I know what it means. It's positive for us when it's really low.
What stats do you look at the end of the game to tell you whether you know?
Third downs, red zone, those two for me are really important. Yardage can be a misleading stat, but third downs and obviously red zones and points allowed. I mean, that's key when you're trying to play great defense.